It's great to be here. So I've been listening to your stuff, and you talk about we have a vibrational escrow account where the things we desire are stored
in a vibrational version that you've got to translate into reality through your attention to it, by your practice of it, by your realization of it. It's been revealed, you got to realize it.
So in the space of wanting to get in the vibration, feeling it now, but also noticing the absence of it, what I've been doing is imagining myself flying out of my body and going to a time in the future when the thing, the desire, the accomplishment has been realized, and then bringing in that vibrational energy from that moment.
Good process.
Into the now.
Yeah, we can see how that could work for you if you're able to go there. And because what you're doing, you're bridging the fact that your now eyes can't see it by moving into future eyes, by moving into a future experience, by dawning a future experience. That's a good process.
And then bringing in those energies into the moment, and you talk about the 68 seconds.
Because it doesn't matter whether you are focused upon the past or the present or the future, you're doing it now. So as you are envisioning something that you want, you are activating it in your now, which is now bringing it to your now. But the question is, and it's what we've been dancing around with here today, is as long as that visualization is not making you say, wait a minute, it's not here. In other words, if the visualization is strong enough, then that balance will tip on the fulcrum. It will.
So bringing those energies in the moment and then bringing it into now, it creates like this sweet spot for me vibrationally.
See, we want to say something to you, that by the time you're doing that, what's happened is you've already achieved close enough proximity to your vortex that you're already beginning to translate it. That is what's happening. You're actually peering into your vortex and seeing what's there, because the first stages of turning those vibrations to thoughts and those thoughts to things is that imagery, is that imagination. Or when it happens in your dream state, it is the same thing too.
Okay.
So once you're doing that consistently, you are on the verge of full manifestation.
So the next step would be consistency between the steps.
And the consistency comes with the enjoying it. I'm enjoying the pleasure of these thoughts rather than I'm doing this to make something happen. Because when you're doing it to make it happen, what hasn't happened gets a little foothold. If you're doing it for the pleasure, then there's no resistance. There's no downside to that. So that's where imagery comes in, just for the pleasure. Sitting and contemplating pleasurable thoughts is the most productive thing that you could do. So much so that we're encouraging you to do 20% less, do 30% less, do 40% less, do half of what you're usually doing, do 60% less, do 70% of what you usually do, and contemplate 70% more than you usually do, and watch how it flips. Reality will get you. What is? All that action and all that reality is the basis of the resistance that you keep throwing on your trail. Now we know you're arguing for your limitations. We will call each of your employers and explain. You're going to find them a lot less active in the days coming up, but way more productive. They're going to be less active and way happier. And your employer might say, I don't really care so much about their happiness. I care mostly about their productivity. And we say, we promise you, if you will encourage happiness, productivity will ensue. Yeah.